promote this girl. Yo, you want to get your tarot done?
Listen,
you want to get your astrology done?
Let me read your life, because I'll read you and your
everything
stars.
about
What do
your
you
life.
mean?
You want to give her some tattoos? Promote your shop. Boom. Look at her. Look at her. Look at it. Tattoo.
It's like it's very much tattoo. It's giving tattoo.
Tattooed. Tat 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 it up. Tat 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 it up. Tat tat. Wow. Hello guys, and it's your girl Paige here, Miss Soulful Paige, and welcome back to my channel. So for today, I am going to be giving you guys the story time video I was promising for my 1,000 subscribers. So the story time that won was the, drum roll please, fight night in Itaewon. Woo! So that's what we're gonna talk about today, and I thought what better way to tell this story than to bring in someone that was present for the entire night, and that's my friend Kurt. Everyone, welcome Kurt.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's been a minute since you guys have seen her. So yeah, so enough of me rambling, and let's get right on into the trash of a night that happened in Itaewon, because I'm gonna be real with y'all, that was probably one of our worst nights out.
I wanted to like delete that.
Yeah,
I wish we hadn't gone out.
We just came out to have some fun, and then
to get tipsy, to get lit, have fun, to enjoy ourselves, and it went like that.
Real quick, a huge night.
It was giving Nightmare on Elm Street.
All right, so let's get on into the story. This is summertime 2019, and it's just a regular Friday night. You know, she hits me up and she's like, you want to go out? And I'm like, absolutely, of course. What else am I gonna do tonight? And so we pull up to Itaewon. We meet up at the station, and then we found out our friend Danny, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, also pulls up, and we're just, you know, happy to see each other once again. So we started out at like C1, because that's usually the first one we start at, and it was okay. You know, we're just catching the vibe, because usually it doesn't really pack until like what, midnight 1,
maybe 1.
I think it's still like around 11. So we're like, okay, let's.
The music will be okay though. Like the music starts to transition. I think that's when we were like, okay.
We're just getting a feel for it. All right, cool. And so after that, we vibe out in for a little bit. We check out Sinkhole. We were kind of like, it's all right. And then after a little bit, we finally go back to Compton. And with Compton at that time, you know, they had like their whole little free drink tickets, and we were like, let's go get us some free drinks. Let's go. So we were like really spent a little bit more time in Compton. You know, Kurt's friend shows up because she has some friends that work in Compton. So they come and show up, greet everybody, and we just like are here chilling with them, and starts getting packed and stuff. And during this time, one of her friends, who we're gonna call some of the main protagonists to change their names up a bit. We don't want to put them out on the internet like that. And their names are gonna be Keenan and Kel. Keenan and Kel. So her friend Kel shows up, and it's like, oh, I'm about to have to go like walk around and promote the club, like, and we're just like, well, we ain't got nothing else to do. And the music's kind of subpar right now. We're gonna wait it out a little bit. So we'll walk with you. We ain't got nothing else to do.
We'll go with you.
And he was just like, oh, okay. So we leave Compton, me, Kurt, and Danny, and Kel. And outside of the club, we run into a guy that we met at a club like on our last trip to Itaewon, I would say. We met this guy and his friend on our last trip in Itaewon. He was, and the main guy, we're gonna call Keenan. He was outside and he was just like, hey guys, what's up? And we haven't seen him in a hot minute, so we're just like, hey, how you doing? Like, what's up? How you been? You know, yeah. And he was just like, oh, where are you guys going? I just got here. And we're like, oh, we're gonna go walk with our friend Kel. Like, he has to promote the club or whatever. And he's just like, oh, I'll come with y'all. So we're like, all right, cool.
We should not have said that.
No.
Like Heinz ketchup gives you 2020 vision. Because why did we not say, listen, we'll see you later?
We were just like, yeah, everybody come along, knowing damn well this wasn't even our job.
That's true.
Kel and somebody else were already promoting.
Right.
We were just like, yeah, dude, come
let's
on.
Go. And I think our energy is very much that, like, we like to do things that are fun. It doesn't just have to be clubbing or drinking. Like, we'll do anything that just makes us have a good time. So we were just so like, yeah, we're bored. Let's go do something fun. We weren't even thinking.
Which we should not have done.
Because we should just minded our business.
Started just walking around with him, kind of like in the main club vicinity of this club. And it's like about 10 minutes. We're just walking around, just talking with them, like playing around. And then we get to like kind of like this back area. It had like some steps, and it was just kind of a little bit more quiet in this area, a little bit away from like the main bars and clubs. You know, we're all just chilling, just talking, whatever. And it seemed like the energy was okay. The energy was okay.
It was very playful.
Honestly, all of us were just making jokes at each other, making jabs at each other.
We were having separate conversations. And I think also another thing that we need to point out is the boys were not interacting with each other directly.
They weren't.
So we didn't pick up on anything going on.
We didn't catch any like discomfort or anything.
Right. Well, and no awkwardness. We were all just communicating.
Right. It got to the point where they did start to talk to each other directly, but it wasn't the kind of talking and kind of vibes that we thought was gonna happen.
Right.
They started what we thought was
a little just jab
playful
session.
joking,
Yeah,
playful roast.
Yeah. Little witty conversation.
Literally, we thought they were just roasting each other. Like Kel would say something, and then Keenan would say something, and they're just going back and forth. Right. And you know, we're over here, me, Kurt, and Danny, just like, oh shit. We're kind of instigating a little bit, I think, in hindsight. We didn't realize. So we're kind of like,
we was laughing loud
he said this. What you gonna do? You gonna let it take that? You gonna let him talk about your hand
I
like
wouldn't take that if I
you
was
gonna
you.
let him talk? Oh, what now, Kel? He said this about you. What's up? Little did we know, it wasn't as playful as we thought.
It wasn't.
Because next thing we know, Kel said something to Keenan.
Had to do with the way that he was speaking.
The
That's
way
what
he
I
was
remember. It was
speaking.
like the way, and I think he was trying to convey it as like, oh, he said something like, oh, you talking just like, what he said, like my mama or something like that. It was something like that, right?
It was so he was saying something like, you kind of talking like this way, just kind of like joking about how the way he was talking,
right?
And that's what kind of flipped the switch. Because Keenan, like, he started puffing his chest out
for no reason
and getting like real like aggressive. And he was like, you ain't gonna be talking about that, blah 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 blah, and just like, you know, getting like closer and closer to his face. And then Kel was kind of just like acting all cocky, like, what you gonna do? Come on, you want to step up? Let's step up. And we were just kind of like, we still playing, or y'all serious? We were not catching up on the signs. But it wasn't until Keenan had said, let's go, I'll fight. Let's get in a fight. Let's, like, at the end of the day, if we were to get in a fight, you already know whose side the police will be on. That's what we were just like, oh, he really want to get in a fight. Oh no, that's not okay. Because one thing you guys have to understand, in Korea, if there was like some sort of like domestic between any type of altercation between foreigners and Koreans, 9 times out of 10, honestly 10 times out of 10, they're gonna take the Korean side. Even if it is a Korean person's fault, even if they're the ones that were the instigators and that threw the first punch or whatever, you're most likely not gonna win when it comes to a Korean. That's just how it is. So when he brought that up, being like, you know, you already know whose side I'm gonna be on, I'm gonna be fine, but your ass is gonna get deported. That's when we were like, whoa, time out. You ain't had to say that. You didn't have to go there. And that's when Kel started getting a little bit more defensive. He started like, all right, let's go then.
So Kel was sitting down, and I was sitting down too. And I think you were standing, right?
Standing.
Yeah, you were standing. And I just remember it went from like uneven to I said, oh no, we're
like Kel is tall as hell, y'all.
Right.
He's like over 6 foot. And he stood up.
Right.
And I was just like, we were like, oh shit. So me, Kurt, and Danny, we went into action, bitch. So Kel started coming at Keenan, and Keenan of course started getting closer. So here go Kurt and Danny grabbing on the Kel, because you know they're like the tall ones. And Kel is Kurt's friend. So she was like, yo bro, like let's go. No, don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm over here, and then Keenan's just over here. So I'm like taking responsibility for Keenan. Mind you, I'm 5'3", 160 centimeters. Keenan, he's not as tall as Kel, but he was still taller than me and still bigger than me. So I'm just like, please stop. So I'm trying to hold this dude by myself. They got Kel, both of them. So, but they still keep trying to go at each other. So I'm just trying to like push like Keenan away from the situation, trying to get him towards the main street. And the entire time, I'm like getting him to like go further and further back. Kel would say some slick shit. He'd be like, hey, you know what? That's right. That's why your mama a bitch or some shit like that. And then he would get more fired up and start rushing it. And I'm like, dude, I can't do this by myself.
Like,
please stop, okay?
Please. Yeah.
It was just, and it kept going like that until I finally could get Keenan back to the main room.
Y'all need to understand the situation. I'm really close with Kel. Like, that is like my little brother. So I'm not going to allow him to get, like, I wouldn't allow her to get hurt. I mean, I'd be a little bit more aggressive. Like, I'd actually hurt the person with her. But like, I don't really do that. Y'all just gonna be fighting and combating and stuff like that. So we had an inner motivation. We did not want these two people to get into a situation magnified by ego, because that's just dumb.
It's dumb.
Right. So like, don't be in the comments like, oh my God, why are you trying to get in between? There was a purpose.
There was a purpose. Like, we were not trying to have this type of fight.
Blow up. And that's the thing. A lot of people were watching, and I'm pretty sure that there was a police car that was in the area. That's why we were both more like relaxed. Because it just would have been, and then we get associated by default. It's a lot.
It was just like the entire like issue of it all. It was just a lot. So we were just like, listen, I'm gonna push this dude this way. Y'all handle, like, this is your
around the corner.
Like, so I finally get dude to the street, and I'm like, yo, let's walk it off. Let's walk and talk. Walk and talk. Empty your feelings. You gotta get this upset energy, this angry energy out. Like, what's up? What's the issue? And so I'm walking with him, trying to calm him down, see where everything went wrong, why he was upset. And they're like, I don't even know what they was doing, because I'm just walking with
We were like, okay, so I remember telling him, like, you need to calm down. Like, I get it, right? But at the end of the day, you can't really completely and totally blame him. What he said was wrong, but he has a right to get a little bit offended. I'm not like defending the motherfucker, but he did say, like, listen, like, I don't like when people come for me or something like that, right? Yeah. He felt sensitive about it. So I was like, if he personally attacked you, okay, I get it. But like, right now, we're gonna do this right now, and you're promoting, like, you're working. Let's not forget,
you're on the clock.
That's a bag.
What are you doing? You sacrificing your back for all this?
Right.
And then I'm talking to old dude, like, yo, like, what's the problem? And he pretty much told me, like, yeah, I didn't like I've had to deal with people talking about the way I speak for so long now. So for him to do that to me too, I'm just like, I'm fed up, I'm tired of it. And I'm like, you have every right to.
Right.
You have every right to get mad about that, because he shouldn't have been joking about that like that. And you have a right to let him know your feelings. However, you shouldn't go straight into, now let's get in a fight, and then when the cops, like, believe me, you gonna get your ass deported, because you know damn well you shouldn't have said that. You know damn well what the situation is when it comes to
defend yourself without resulting to, whether it be racist, xenophobic, homophobic, whatever. You can defend yourself without defaulting to that type of thing. You can just say, like, I don't even like it because your head big. Like,
right. Like, your head big.
Right. Like,
go that way. Not no straight to, well, that's why your ass gonna get kicked out of my country. Like, that's a lot, because I know you was talking to him, but now I feel some type of way.
No, because we did. No, because he said it, and we both said,
why you trying to get us kicked out?
What did we do?
What did we do? So I'm walking with this dude. It's like going on like 10 minutes. We're literally just walking the main street of itaewon, back and forth. And then we got to the point where he unleashed his feelings, and and we started getting to the point where we're just talking about other stuff, and that's when I kind of was like, and then I guess he picked up on it. He was like, you probably want to go back to your friends and have a good night. And I was kind of like, yeah, I kind of
way it came out.
Yeah, I kind of do. And he was like, I'm good, but I appreciate you, just coming and let me just, I guess, vent. And I'm sorry about all of that. And I'm like, you don't need to be apologizing to me. You need to be apologizing to Kill. And he was like, yeah, I will, I'll do that. And then finally he let me go, and I'm like all here on my phone, where y'all at? Come pick me up, I'm scared. And then I find out that they're in Holly's Coffee. So I go up and meet them, and they're like upstairs, and I kid you not, they're sitting at this table like like they was laid out, they was worn out, and it made no sense for us to be this worn out, because it was only 2 a.m. y'all, like,
because I had said to Danny, I was like, I can't do this, like, no. So I said, I'm gonna leave. I was half off the chair, like, so I come and I sit down. You know what the first thing I did? I crashed. And we're just like, man, how did we end up like this? Because we just came out to have a good time, and now we're out here
playing mediator. Like, we can't keep doing this. We need to just go out and have a good old night by ourselves. We don't need no more men around us, because that was just too much masculine energy that we didn't need. We came out to have a good time.
We were like, let's go.
Yeah, me and her were like, let's go, let's go. And Danny's like, yes, I'm about it, but let's chill a little bit. Let's chill a little bit. And we're like, yeah, let's chill.
She convinced us to stay a little bit longer to kind of like relax and stuff.
And the next thing we know, like, these group of men, it's like 3 of them, they come up the stairs. And
there was like 4 of them, babe. You remember? It was yeah, there was 4 of them. Because I remember it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and they were sitting at that table. Remember that? And the one was hiding with a hat.
So they come up the stairs, and we're on the 2nd floor. And in this area, it's like a big seating area. Yeah. However, we're kind of like one of the only ones that are in there, because like it's 2 a.m. No one's sitting in Holly's Coffee at 2 a.m. They're out on the streets clubbing. These dudes, they come, they look around, I guess, you know, looking for a seat to sit, and they spot us, and they're like, and go sit right behind me. And I'm like,
yeah.
And I don't know, I just kind of sensed, I was like, I don't want to deal with none. I don't want to deal with none. So we're kind of having like our own little quiet moment. We're just kind of vibing, checking our phones, socials and shit like that. The next thing I know, I hear this dude, excuse me, excuse me, hello. Whenever dudes try to talk to me or talk to my friends or whatever, I have this switch. I start to talk to them in a different language. Most of the time this happens whenever it's like Korean dudes that are trying to pick us up. They'll be like, hello, where are you from? And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
And your age. I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
So my mind is thinking that it's just some Koreans being like, hello, where are you from? Trying to hit us up, pick us up. So my mind just goes straight into Spanish. So I turn and I just go, yo no hablo inglés. Lo siento. The thing is, these other dudes were foreigners. And oh boy, after I told him that, he was just like, he turned to his friend, he was like, ow. Hey, yo, man, she said she don't speak English. And I was like, fuck. I was like, oh, no. He turns to his friend and is telling us, and I'm over here like, I fucked up, I messed up. And then his friend, I guess that is the one that speaks Spanish, because he was like, yo, bro, talk to her, because she said she don't speak English, and you know Spanish. You know, like, blah, blah, blah. You go talk to her. The dude that he's talking to starts speaking to me and is like, it's okay, man. Like, I don't even speak Spanish like that. I don't know why he's asking me. But old dude that I initially said that to was still just running his mouth, being like, she don't want to talk to nobody. This is why she got an attitude, da 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 da. We already flipped that switch to have a girls' night. We're not trying to talk to no dudes, like. And so after he's like saying all this stuff, he's still going, running off at the mouth, and Danny turns around. And it takes a lot for Danny to ever like speak up and like go after someone. It takes her a lot. But she turned around, and when she said what she said, and we're just like, Danny. Oh my god. Thank you. I did say what I said.
She's our mama.
Like after that, they kind of like shut up, and we kind of just took that as our like way to leave. We were like, all right, peace. We're gonna go and put this plan into action. We're gonna go have a good night. We're gonna go to C1 and get lit. We're gonna go to Compton and continue to have a bomb ass night. Okay. Little did we know, it just wouldn't. No. It just would not end that way from beginning to middle to end.
This is the part in the Disney Channel movie where it's just like,
so let's fast forward. It's around 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. or so, and we're having a great time. We went to C1 for a few like minutes to almost an hour, and the music is good, the vibes were great, like everyone was just having a great time. And then we're like, yo, let's go back to Compton, you know, let's see what it's looking like. So we go to Compton, and Compton was hitting, like the DJs at both places that night were great. So we go back to Compton, you know, we're having a great time, you know, it's starting to get closer and closer to the time when like the Subway's open, and you know, time for us to go to McDonald's, get us some like hangover food or whatever. It's that time of night where I'm like, ooh, I really gotta go to the bathroom. So I leave them from Compton and I go to like the bathroom that they have. So I go up the stairs, and up on the stairs, in front of the bathroom, who do I see? Keenan, chilling on the steps. And I'm like, oh,
what a coincidence.
Keenan, hello. And he was like, oh, hey, Paige, what's up? And I'm like, oh, like, I'm okay, like, just trying to go to the bathroom. You good? Like, everything good? He's like, yeah, I'm okay. No, I'm good, ain't no problem. I'm just chilling here on the stairs, and I'm probably gonna go back into the club in a few minutes. And I was like, in the club?
In this one?
The one that we're in right now?
Not another establishment?
You're not trying to go to like Sinkhole? And he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go back in a few minutes. I'm just trying to, you know, relax and whatever. And we're like, okay. I go to the bathroom. I come out the bathroom and Keenan is talking to Kel's girlfriend. So at this time, you know, as you can probably think, Kel probably talked to his girlfriend and was telling him everything that went on. And she's also Korean. I'm just gonna let y'all know.
Right.
This is because that's important to the story. She's Korean. Kel is not. And so Kel tells her everything that old boy was saying about how he's gonna get him deported and all this mess. So she was not having it. Even though like the drama and everything calmed down, he had apologized to her, which wasn't really an apology
at all.
But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
But he had told old girl like, yo, like, you know, let him know that I'm kind of sorry. And so the drama had cooled down by then. Because Kel had told his girlfriend everything, she was fired up now. She was like, I'm not having this. So she goes up and is talking to a boy. Just based on her like body language, it was not good. It was not good. So I was kind of like, I gotta go let everybody know. So I go back down into the club and they're like having a great night. And I'm like, yo guys, guess who I just saw up the stairs? And they're like, what? And I'm like, Keenan upstairs. And we're all just like, and Kello's over there on the couches
chilling.
If he comes in here, and I told him too, I was like, and he's talking to Kel's girlfriend right now too, and he was like, oh no, this is not a good situation. Yeah. So we're starting getting anxious, even though it's like it's not our business. We're still kind of getting anxious for them because we're like, we don't need nothing to pop off, and we know like Kel got shooters up in here, like this is his home base. So we're like, if Keenan even comes and says even the littlest thing that Kel's not okay with, or he honestly, if he even just showed his face.
That's true. I think it would have just revived everything.
So we were just kind of like, okay, we do not need this. Like, what's the plan? Like, what's gonna happen? And we had our Lord and Savior. We had an angel sent to us. Here come down the steps, Keenan's best friend, Edward. Edward shows up, and Edward, we love Edward.
He's adorable.
He's precious. He's so sweet. He's so funny. Edward comes in, and he's like, we're like, Edward! And he's like, hey guys, how are you? We're, you know, like hugging each other, like, hey, I haven't seen you for so long, you know, and all that. But next thing we know, Danny grabs him by his fucking shirt.
She did.
And she's like, come with me. And
like,
they go up the steps.
And
we're just like, okay, bye Edward. And then 10 minutes later, here come Danny come, and we're like, yo, what happened to Edward? Because she came by herself. And she's like, Edward went and took Keenan home. We were just like, whew.
Yeah.
Thank God for Edward. So we're going back to having a good old time. Next thing we know, take a shot every time I say next thing we know. Next thing we know, this man tries and comes to talk to Danny. Danny had already let him know, like, hey, I don't want to, you know, this is not gonna, no thank you. He kept coming at us, like we kept moving around to like a different part of the club or on the dance floor, and he would come and try and follow it and keep trying to like go behind Danny and try and talk to her and like trying to grab on her and stuff. And that's when I kind of got annoyed, because he kept trying to grab her even after she was like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to, this is not going to be anything. I don't want to dance with you. I'm not going to give you my number. I'm not interested. Please go. But it's like when he started trying to touch her and like grab her arm and like
come from behind, that message
come from behind.
Very not it. It's aggressive.
So I was like, you're not gonna keep doing this to my friend. So I got aggressive. I turned to a boy and I'm like, hey dude, she does not want to talk to you. Take the L and go. And then he got even aggressive with me, because of course I go in aggressively, so someone's gonna come back aggressively. Makes sense. Probably shouldn't have done that in hindsight, but it is what it is. Next thing I know, he steps on my shoe. I was wearing white shoes at this time.
They were cute.
They were really nice. He steps on my white shoes and tries to get like a big, like, you know, a hit on me, because like I mentioned this in like our clubbing video. This dude is like shorter than me.
Right.
So he tried to, you know, up on me. And he's like, this ain't even your business. You need to move. You just mad because you ugly, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, so you want to get my face? You want to yell at me?
Right.
Let's go. So we're just spatting at each other, you know, moving head, chicken head, like type shit, getting all up in each other's face. And then they were like, yo, Paige, stop. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm back off. But if you step on my shoe again, that's a wrap. So they push me. He keeps trying to come back at us. turn around again because he steps on my shoe again. I turn around, we're going spat, and then friends push me away. And this is happening like 3 to 4 times. And then we were kind of close to Kurt's friend, who was, what was he, like a, what's the word for it? He's not really a bouncer.
Okay, so he was a security guard.
Yeah.
Right? And then he had like another role, which is like a, I don't want to say like a charismatic greeter.
I mean, kind of, it was a charismatic greeter. You see him at the front before you go in and he's dancing.
Hey!
And we're just like, hey!
He's the type that, like, if he knows you, he's gonna protect you. He's gonna look out for you. Like, he's not on some weird stuff. So he was very much, bad, but then I remember just turning around and be like, Little Bear, and I yelled in Korean.
Little Bear really was just like laying on the couch. Because the club was clearing out this time, so he's just waiting for them to like start cleaning. Yeah. So he's like chilling on the couches.
Out, and I'm like, Little Bear, and I yell in Korean, help. And he sits his ass up so quick. He did though.
Big dude.
He did. He's huge, and he's so nice, and he's huge. So he's just like, he sits up. And then
he just sees me and old boy like
just going at it, and like it was just
boom, like takes 2 steps and it like starts pushing old boy back like, nah, you gotta go, takes a
picture of his ID and it's like, you can't come back here, and if you bother them, I'm gonna know about it.
So he's like telling him all this and trying to push him out. All the meanwhile, the dude's still yelling at us and is like, I'll wait for y'all outside. I'll be right outside for us.
Ridiculous.
And that's when we turn into, oh my god, he's being serious, he's gonna wait for us outside. Comes back down and is like, if he bugs y'all anymore, let me know. Like, y'all can still stay here and wait. Like, let us know. Like, we'll walk you home. Like, we'll walk you to the station.
They was mopping and we was in the corner like,
I don't even know what happened to Kel. Kel was chilling.
Yeah, well, he was chilling. He did get up at one point and like told the guy, he was like, yo, like, relax. You're doing a lot, my guy.
As if he didn't get into a fight earlier. You're being very hostile.
You're being very
right now. I'm like, dude, you literally got in a fight
not call for that. Like, once my friend started to hear, like, once he started to hear the stuff that this guy was saying about us, that was very threatening. Then he was like, get him out of here. Very much get him out of here. Very much remove him. And then we just
kind of stayed there, being like, what in the hell?
Because at the end of the day, we are women, and we knew in this situation, like,
yeah, it was like after he got taken out, we're just like sitting here relaxing. I was just kind of like, yo, y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to start instigating no fight like that. It was just like, he was just going after Danny, and even after she said no, he still kept trying to touch her. And I know that wasn't my business, but I felt like it was my business, and so I felt like I needed to step in. But even then, I was like, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't, because I put us all in a situation where we're getting threatened by a man.
Unnecessary threats. It made no sense.
So it's like, in hindsight, like, I know like I probably shouldn't have gone about it the way that I did, but that's just what happened that night. And so we're just,
but at the end of the day, you knew the things that like about us, like, Danny's is not going to be very aggressive. She's such a nice, sweet person. She's not going to do that. So she's always going to make sure that we're okay. And I think that's where you being aggressive came in, which makes sense. Like, and why are you going up to a woman and trying to force her to talk to you? You shouldn't be doing that.
I was just not comfortable with that. We go back up, finally, they're done cleaning. We go up the steps. I kid you not, we're like looking up the steps like, yo, is he here? Where he at? He around here? And then Little Bear and Kel are like walking us like down to the station for us to kind of like take our leave and relax, making sure. He's like, yo, do you need us to go into the station with y'all? We're like, no, I think we got it this time. But it was at this point technically in the morning. It's like 5, 6 a.m. now. At this morning where we're just like, you know what? We're just not gonna go out anymore, because this is just,
we're done.
We're done with clubbing.
It's over.
We're done with clubbing.
That's embarrassing.
Oh my god, that was
a lot.
A lot. It was just
a lot. It's a memory.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a memory, but it's like, if we knew what was gonna happen that night, would we go out?
It's not a memory we wish to keep, but it's kind of funny looking back on it, and we're just like, damn.
See, my question is, do you think that if we knew that was gonna happen, would we have gone to Hongdae first?
Oh, Hongdae first? Yeah. We would not have gone to itaewon first, because the next night we ended up going to Hongdae. I mean, it is what it is.
It's okay though.
Yeah, it's okay.
We had many nights to make up for it after. And Lord willing, after COVID ends, then
y'all, let's pray. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this story time, just go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, as well as if you love seeing my friend Kurt here, go ahead and follow her on Instagram, follow her up on Twitter. I'll drop all her socials down below as well on the screen here. Don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'm just
gonna be somewhere.
It's gonna be on here. Let's just pause as it's here. Yeah, okay. We'll see you guys next time, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.
Adios. Ciao.